Now we move on to Backlash. First, we have the kickoff show. We have Aiden English versus Ty Dillinger. Or, let me rephrase that. Ty Dillinger versus Aiden English, because nobody cares about Aiden English. I don't understand why this is a kickoff match. I don't understand why this is on the card, period. We already seen this match. And Ty Dillinger had all the momentum in the world when he was on NXT, and now he's on the main roster, and they have learned to squander. They didn't learn, obviously, but they have squandered this man to a point of Apollo Crews level squandering. They have done nothing with this man, and he's fantastic. I don't see why they don't do anything with this man. He is one of the best wrestlers on SmackDown Live. I don't understand what they're doing with this guy, but they need to give him a mid-card push, and having him go over Aiden English is not the way to do it. But with that being said, Ty Dillinger is going to win this match. There's really nothing to talk about, so I'm not going to spend too much time talking about it. Luke Harper versus Eric Rowan. Luke Harper is going to win that match. Like I said, no reason to talk about it. Look, Luke Harper already lost to Eric Rowan, so he's going to get his win back, and that's how it's going to go. That's how it's going to go. I don't see any other outcome. Now, see, what I'd rather see is Ty Dillinger versus Eric Rowan on the main card, and then Luke Harper versus Aiden English. Switch things up a little bit. Give us fresh matchups. Sami Zayn versus Baron Corbin. This is going to be a good match. I'm actually looking forward to this match. Sami Zayn works really well with bigger guys. He's a really good storyteller when you put him in there with somebody like a Baron Corbin, like a Braun Strowman. He works really, really well. So I'm looking forward to that match. But, to be honest with you, I think Baron Corbin's going to win. I don't see them having any direction for Sami Zayn post-Backlash, because you got to look at it like this. Like I said in the NXT TakeOver predictions, you have to look at the long term and what they're thinking long term. Baron Corbin's probably going to win the Money in the Bank. So, long term, do they have big plans for Sami Zayn? Not really. Not really. I mean, I don't see him challenging for a mid-card title yet. I mean, I think they should save that match with Kevin Owens for WrestleMania. I think that's when that match should happen. But I just don't see Sami Zayn doing anything post-Backlash, so I don't see him winning this match. I think Sami Zayn should win, because I think Baron Corbin's at a point now where if he took a pin, I don't think it's going to really affect him too much. Where if Sami Zayn takes another pin, it's probably not going to affect him either, but I'd rather see Sami Zayn take the win. And look, Sami Zayn's got to be more responsible. He really has to be more responsible, because on Twitter, he's just outright bashing Donald Trump. Like, now, I don't want to talk about politics, but we can all agree, no matter if you hate Donald Trump or you like Donald Trump, it's not responsible for you to be bashing Donald Trump on Twitter when your boss's wife is in his cabinet and your boss is best friends with the guy. I don't see why he would do that. That's not a responsible thing to do, and I understand the whole, I gotta stand up for what's right type of mindset, but bro, you're damaging your career. You gotta think about yourself before you can think about other people. And look, I understand why he would get backstage heat, because from everything I hear about this guy, this is just me hearing about him. I'm not saying this is actually him. He is somebody who doesn't play well with other people. That's just what I heard. I'm not sure if that's the case. I'm just saying that's what I heard. So I could see why Sami Zayn would have backstage heat. He has to be more responsible on his Twitter. He really does. He's saying some really, really, really ignorant or idiotic things on his Twitter. He needs to chill out on Twitter. We then have Charlotte Flair, Naomi, and Becky Lynch versus the Welcoming Committee. That consists of Natalya, Tamina, and Carmella. I see the Welcoming Committee winning just due to the fact that Charlotte is probably going to turn heel on Naomi, even though she's already a heel. Look, Charlotte needs to beat Naomi for the championship. That just needs to happen. Look, I don't care what anybody says about Charlotte. She is really, really good when she has the championship around her waist. She seems like somebody who needs to have the championship around her waist at all times. I just feel like she's so fitting wearing a championship belt. And I just don't see Naomi holding this title for too much longer. I know she's having the time of her life, and I'm very, very happy for Naomi because she definitely deserved to have a title win. But I think Right now is the time to take the title off her. It is Charlotte's time in SmackDown Live. This is Charlotte's era, and the other women are just living in it until Asuka comes up and shows why it's the Asuka era and shows Vince McMahon that Charlotte is not the best women's wrestler on the planet, that it is indeed Asuka. But we're not going to talk about that right now. The Welcoming Committee is probably going to win. Look, I've actually liked what they did with the Welcoming Committee. I know people hate on it because it's a cool thing to hate on women's wrestling. It's not, by the way. I'm just saying that's the mindset of some people. I just like the way these three work together and the type of way the Welcoming Committee has worked with each other. And that is thinking that they deserve something when all three of those women don't deserve anything. I mean, they've taken so many pins, besides Tamina, they've taken so many pins that I lost count. So, I don't see why they think they deserve anything, but I think that the angle that they're shooting with this is pretty good. I just want them to drop James Ellsworth. James Ellsworth is awful. I mean, he's gotten to the point where he's so bad that I laugh whenever he talks on the microphone. That's how bad he's gotten. Well, that's how bad it's gotten. SmackDown Live Tag Team Championship match, the Usos versus Breezango. The Usos should win this match. I don't see why they would lose this match. Look, I really like Breezango. I think Breezango is a fantastic tag team to where if you give them enough momentum, they could be the ones that take the belts off the Usos. But let's be honest. Let's all be honest with ourselves. Who do you think's going to take the titles off the Usos? I know I speak for everybody when I say I'd rather be Breezango or DIY, but get into WWE's mind. The New Day is coming back to SmackDown Live. Do you really think that they're going to give the title to Breezango when the New Day is coming back? Come on now. Come on. I mean, I don't want it to happen. I don't think the New Day should be tag team champions. I was so exhausted by the end of their championship run that I don't want to see them with the titles on any brand, anywhere. I don't care if it's the TNA championship. I don't want to see them in anywhere near tag team belts. Their title reign at the end of it was so boring. It was ridiculous. Now, they were great tag team champions. By the end of their reign, it was the most boring thing ever. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Dolph Ziggler. I'm looking forward to this match so much. I really am. I think Shinsuke Nakamura and Dolph Ziggler are going to tear the house down. This could be a match of the year candidate. And look, I think this has the potential to top what Shinsuke Nakamura did with Sami Zayn last year. I think Dolph Ziggler is probably a better worker than Sami Zayn, so I think they have the potential to top what they did with Sami Zayn. Now, to be honest with you, this should be the main event. Just due to the fact that Chicago is going to be so hyped for Shinsuke, they're going to be so raunchous for Shinsuke, that the other matches, they're just going to be so tame due to the fact that they've exerted all their energy for Shinsuke, and now they have to watch a couple other matches. I think this should be the main event. They're building this pay-per-view around Shinsuke, and this needs to be the main event, because if you really want to establish Shinsuke as that next big star, put him in the main event of his first pay-per-view in a non-title match? Come on. You cannot get any bigger than that. You can't get any bigger than that. Now, you could say, oh, well, he could be in the main event with the title on the line. Yeah, but it would be more of, yeah, it's a title match rather than, oh, it's a debut match. Do you kind of get what I'm saying? Like, if Shinsuke was in a title match, his first pay-per-view, you would kind of expect that the title match would be the main event because it's the title match. It's the main event title match. But if he's in a debut match without a title on the line, come on now. You can't get bigger than that. You really can't get bigger than that. That would make him look like such a big deal. But going back to this match is going to tear the roof off the place. I think Shinsuke Nakamura is one of the best wrestlers on the planet. He's going to be so big time. He's going to be so big time. I always tell my friend, this guy could be the next Ricky Steamboat. He has so many vibes from Ricky Steamboat. And I'm not talking about character-wise. I'm just talking about Shinsuke is never going to turn heel. Never, ever, ever going to turn heel. This guy if he ever turns heel, it would be the dumbest decision in wrestling. Because this guy is the definition of a babyface. And I'm so excited to see what he can do on the main roster. Now, I gotta be honest with you. I have a beef with the way they're booking him because I think they've kind of booked him like complete crap. I mean, come on now. You have him out there dancing on his first night. What I would have done is I would have had him kick Dolph Ziggler's head off or kick The Miz's head off. That's what I would have done. That's what I would have done. And by the way, I got to say this. I know people were mad that The Miz and Shinsuke didn't happen, but let's all be honest. Shinsuke doesn't need a feud with The Miz right now. I think Dolph Ziggler would be better because I think he could do more with Dolph Ziggler than he can do with The Miz. I think a feud with The Miz should happen in the near future, but right now, Dolph Ziggler is the perfect opponent for Shinsuke because Dolph Ziggler is that guy to where you can put him against anybody and he'll have a really, really good match. He'll sell really well for Shinsuke, and I think he will because I think he looks at the long-term effects of what Shinsuke can do and says, well, he's the future of the WWE, so I'm going to sell really well for him. And the thing I like about Dolph Ziggler is he never oversells for anybody. That was a problem I had with Shawn Michaels. When he faced Hulk Hogan, he oversold every single move. And I've never seen Dolph oversell. I think his bumps are the most beautiful bumps I've ever seen in my life. United States Championship match, Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles. I think Kevin Owens is going to win this match. I don't see them taking the belt off Kevin Owens this soon. And I don't think they're going to put the belt on AJ Styles because I think AJ Styles is going to go on to feud with Randy Orton into SummerSlam. And I think AJ Styles is going to be the next WWE champion. I think he is. Unless Baron Corbin cashes it in at SummerSlam, or the winner of the Money in the Bank cashes in at SummerSlam. Look, the Money in the Bank this year is the worst for SmackDown. I wish it was a Raw pay-per-view because I think they could do more with the Money in the Bank than SmackDown because the plan should be for Randy Orton to drop the title to AJ at SummerSlam and then AJ to hold it till WrestleMania 34 and then drop it to Shinsuke. That should be the plan. That'd be a really, really good plan. But what they're going to do is they're going to have AJ win and then he's going to probably lose the belt to Baron Corbin via a Money in the Bank cash-in. So that's probably the plan right now, and I don't want Baron Corbin to hold the WWE Championship right now. I don't think he's ready. I really don't think he's ready. Now, look, this is coming from a big Baron Corbin fan. I'm a big Baron Corbin fan. I've heard many stories about Baron Corbin that when he joined the WWE, he would literally go up to the indie guys and just ask them about the independent scene, ask them what it was like, and just learn from these guys. And when I heard about that, I gained a whole level of respect for Baron Corbin. Now, I'm not like the biggest fan of his character. I think he has a good character, but it's not a great character. I just love everything he does outside of the ring, how he wants to learn every single day about this business. I gotta respect a guy like that. I can't wait until he wins the WWE Championship, but I don't think it should be any time in this year just due to the fact that AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura is the match for WrestleMania 34, and I think it'd be a lot better if we had Shinsuke, who is undefeated going into WrestleMania 34 against AJ Styles, who hasn't lost since whenever, the pay-per-view before SummerSlam, or maybe even this pay-per-view. I think that's the biggest money match you can make for WrestleMania. I'm also going to do, not right now, probably not even in the next month, I'm going to do a whole WrestleMania card that I think should happen. But we're going to go on to the next match. Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal. I hope this doesn't main event the pay-per-view because I don't think this would be a good choice for them. I don't, because I don't see the crowd getting into this match. I like Jinder. I just don't think that he's a main event level talent yet. I think that it was just too much to ask WWE in 4 weeks or 5 weeks, however long it's been since that six-pack challenge, to make this guy a credible challenger. To me, I just can't get it out of my mind that he jobbed to everybody and lost in about 2 minutes every single match and then goes to SmackDown and is a credible challenger for Randy Orton. I just can't. I can't suspend my disbelief that much. I can suspend my disbelief when somebody gets buried alive and then comes back a month later. I can suspend my disbelief for that, but I just cannot suspend my disbelief for Jinder Mahal. I think that if you continue to build this guy up, then yeah, I could see him as a main event level talent. But, he just had no momentum going into that six-pack challenge, and then he automatically wins, and now he's the number one contender? Come on now. Come on. But this match is going to suck. I'm just going to tell you this right now. I'm not a pessimistic guy, but I'm going to tell you this right now. This match is going to suck. Randy Orton is a wrestler who likes to slow it down, and so is Jinder Mahal. They work very methodical paces, and when nobody wants to speed up a match, it's going to probably make for not a good match. I mean, it's not going to make for a good match. I hope they do what they did with No Mercy and just put this on first, get it out of the way, and then give us the rest of the card and have Shinsuke Nakamura and Dolph Ziggler main event. Send the crowd home happy instead of sending them home with just a piss poor main event in Jinder Mahal and Randy Orton. Who am I going to pick to win? Randy Orton, because I don't see him dropping that belt yet. I think he's going to drop it to Styles at SummerSlam, like I said earlier, and I think that's the right move. Drop it to Styles at SummerSlam, Shinsuke versus Styles at Mania. So that is it for my Backlash predictions.